On the night of February 24th, 1978, 5 men left a basketball game in Chico, California. They were happy. They were expected home. They were only driving 1 hour south. They never made it. Their car would later be found abandoned, 70 miles in the wrong direction, high in the Sierra Nevada mountains, buried in snow, with no clear reason why. What followed became one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries in American history. This is a story of the Yuba County Five. They weren't strangers. They weren't drifters. They were friends. Gary Mathias, 25, a former Army sergeant, intelligent, charismatic, struggled with schizophrenia. Jack Madruga, 30, the driver, cautious, responsible. William Sterling, 29, gentle, soft-spoken. Jack Hewitt, 24, loved routine, deeply loyal. Ted Wire, 32, quiet, shy, dependent on structure. All 5 lived with mild intellectual disabilities, but they were independent, trusted, and reliable. They had plans. In just 2 days, they were scheduled to play in a Special Olympics basketball tournament. They had laid out their uniforms. They never missed responsibilities. So when they didn't come home, families knew immediately. Something was very wrong. That night, the weather turned brutal. Heavy snow, freezing temperatures, visibility collapsing by the hour. Instead of heading south toward Marysville, the men drove east, up winding mountain roads, into terrain none of them knew. Why? There was no reason to be there, no friends, no landmarks, no explanation. Their car, a green 1970 Mercury Montego, would later be found stuck in snow, but not damaged. The gas tank wasn't empty, the engine wasn't broken. They simply left it and walked into the darkness. When the men were reported missing, search teams initially focused near Chico. They weren't found. Days passed, then weeks. Snow buried everything. It wasn't until June 4th, 1978, more than 3 months later, that a motorcyclist stumbled onto something impossible. High in the mountains, he found the car. Then came the silence, because whatever happened next was worse. The car wasn't wrecked. It wasn't out of fuel. There was no sign of a struggle. And yet, 5 men stepped out of it. This is the moment where most theories collapse. Because if the car worked, if shelter was right there, then what made them walk away? To answer that, we have to stop thinking like investigators and start thinking like the cold. Cold doesn't kill the way we imagine. It doesn't rush. It doesn't attack. It waits. And while the body is still alive, cold begins dismantling the brain. At normal temperatures, the brain is the most demanding organ in the human body. It consumes more energy than anything else we have. But in freezing conditions, blood is pulled away from the brain to protect the heart. Glucose drops. Neural signals slow. The first thing cold steals is not movement, it's judgment. People don't panic. They don't scream. They believe they're thinking clearly, even as their ability to make decisions is already slipping away. This is where survival quietly begins to fail. From the outside, the Mercury Montego was safety. From the inside of a cold, stressed brain, stillness feels dangerous. Movement feels right. Under hypothermia, the brain develops tunnel thinking. Doing something feels safer than waiting. This is why lost hikers leave shelter. Why shipwreck survivors abandon rafts. Why the Yuba County Five stepped out of the car. Not because it was broken, but because cold convinced them staying was worse. Once they left, heat loss tripled, and the margin for survival vanished with every step. Walking uphill through snow is one of the most dangerous things a cold body can do. It burns calories rapidly. It causes sweating. Wet clothing accelerates heat loss by up to 300%. But hypothermia disables the brain's ability to compare effort and reward. Instead of choosing the safest path, the brain chooses the simplest direction. Forward. This explains why they didn't turn back, didn't seek lower ground, didn't stop. Cold strips away strategy. Weeks later, when Ted Wire was found inside the Forest Service trailer, the mystery deepened. There was shelter, there was food, there was fuel, and yet he starved. This wasn't refusal. Starvation combined with hypothermia causes executive dysfunction. The brain can no longer plan multi-step actions. Use unfamiliar tools, solve simple problems. Opening cans, lighting a heater, preparing food. Each becomes neurologically overwhelming. Ted didn't ignore the supplies. His brain could no longer tell him how to use them. In late-stage hypothermia, something terrifying happens. Blood vessels suddenly dilate. The body feels warm. Victims may remove clothing or shoes. This is called paradoxical undressing. It is not madness. It is the nervous system shutting down. By this point, survival instincts are already gone. When investigators looked at the Yuba County Five, they saw irrational behavior. But biology tells a different story. Every strange decision, every missed opportunity, every step deeper into the snow was consistent with the brain being quietly dismantled by cold. The mountains didn't need violence. They only needed time, because once the cold took control, the men were no longer navigating the mountains. They were surviving minute by minute, until even that became impossible. 11 miles from the abandoned car sat a U.S. Forest Service trailer. Inside, searchers found Ted Wire's body. He had survived weeks. He had lost over 100 pounds. He was wrapped in sheets, like someone tried to keep him warm. And here's the part that haunts investigators to this day. The trailer was stocked with a year's worth of food, canned goods, military-style rations, heating fuel. But almost none of it was used. Ted had starved, while food sat just feet away. Why? Nearby, searchers found the remains of Jack Hewitt, William Sterling scattered, partially eaten by animals, exposed to the elements. They had died of hypothermia. But Gary Mathias, the strongest, most capable of the group, was never found. No bones, no clothing, nothing. It was as if he walked out of the mountains and vanished. Why did 5 men leave a working car? Why did they walk uphill in a blizzard at night? Why didn't Ted open the food? Why were shoes missing, but feet uninjured? Why did no one use the propane heater? And most chilling of all, why did someone cut open military rations, but not eat them properly? Someone was thinking. Someone was afraid. Someone may have been guided or misled. Gary's body was never found. If anyone could have survived, it was him. Did he escape? Did he hallucinate? Did he leave the others behind? Or did the mountain keep its final secret? To this day, no confirmed sightings exist. Gary simply disappeared. The Yuba County Five didn't vanish without reason. They didn't act randomly. They made choices, but choices shaped by fear, confusion, and something we may never understand. Their families never got answers, and the mountains never gave them back. Somewhere in that frozen wilderness, the truth is still buried, waiting. If this story disturbed you, you're not alone. Subscribe for more true stories that refuse to stay buried. Like, share, and comment below. What do you think made them leave the car? Because the snow may have erased the footprints, but the mystery still walks among us.